Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of LANGERR at the Mic. I'm joined by our usual guest every week, Ryan Silver.
Yeah.
Thank you for that intro, Ryan. And Bah! Bah!
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, we're here to preview NFL Week 6. Hey, we're already through 5 weeks of the NFL season so far, and we didn't have a Thursday game for the first time this year because of COVID-19, unfortunately, and because the Bills, it was the Bills matchup against who is it again? The Chiefs. Yes, of course, the Chiefs got moved from Thursday to this coming Monday. We're gonna have a Monday night doubleheader this week, so
Thursday night football.
hey, it'll be back next week though. Week 7, Thursday night. We got Giants and Eagles on Thursday night of Week 8. Let's go. But yeah, let's get right into
wait,
this.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean? Let's go? That's boo. That's crap.
Yeah, that's what I meant by let's go. Sorry, I was sarcastic about that. Maybe it wasn't as apparent, but anyway. So let's get right into this. All right, so our first 1 o'clock game of Sunday is the Bears at the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, we got a really interesting matchup here where, you get the absolutely atrocious and disgusting offense of the Chicago Bears against a really potent and, seemingly high-powered at this point offensive Carolina Panthers who are showing their stripes without Christian McCaffrey. Is McCaffrey back for this game, or is he still missing another week?
He didn't practice on Wednesday. Keep going. I'll give you the update in a sec.
I mean, either way, I always underrate how important that Chicago defense is and how much it really keeps this game in check. Like this defense is just unfair. Yeah, sorry.
Just McCaffrey is out until likely Week 8. That's the word. So
so that doesn't change anything. I'm still taking
exactly.
It's like the Panthers allow a lot of points, but the Chicago Bears can't score a lot of points. But they don't allow a lot of points. But I think Carolina will be able to squeak this one through. Give me Carolina by at least 2.5.
Yeah, I think I'm over. I'm maybe 1-9 in picking both these teams, so that probably means I'm going to be really bad at picking this game. I mean, my gut tends to agree with you. I mean, Carolina's on the upswing. They did beat a really bad team in Atlanta, so I don't know how much that plays into the effect. And the Bears did beat Tom Brady, who didn't know how many downs were left, sure, on the last drive of the game there. But just my gut and my logic, I got to go with Carolina. And if I'm wrong, then so be it. Give me Carolina by 3.
Fair enough.
Now we go to the game where there's actually a bit of a COVID scare here because there were 4 false positives for the Colts this morning. But yeah, so 4 players tested positive, but they retested and they came back negative. So this game is scheduled to take place as scheduled.
False negatives though, too, right? Especially if it was 4.
Hey, there could be. I mean, I think they get tested every day, so who knows? Maybe either tomorrow or Sunday we're gonna figure out. We're gonna find something out. But for now, it's going on at 1 o'clock on Sunday is scheduled. So this is a tough one to pick. You go first, honestly. I'm gonna have to think about this one a little bit.
Colts the Bengals.
Colts and the Bengals.
Colts.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Was that supposed to be hard? Oh, hold on. Let me think about that. See, I don't know. Like, you got Joe Burrow and nobody versus the second best defense in the NFL, arguably the first at this point. And the Colts offense sucks because it's led by Poo Rivers.
I was going to say, yeah, so the Colts do have Phillip Rivers, so that could make it a close game. But, Joe Burrow's just been running for his life all season. He's still been, not to take anything away from him because he's still a heck of a player.
He's going to struggle in this game. He don't get me wrong. I do like what I see about him, but we saw what happens to rookies against a really good defense in Baltimore, and we got even better defense in Indianapolis. I don't see Cincinnati able to cover this one. I think Indianapolis coming with at least 6.5 is gonna.
But this could be a trap game though. But I would stick with the Colts as well. Give me Colts by 10 points, or give me by 4 points.
Ooh, that's a very big difference. But okay,
yeah, by 4. Now we got in Jacksonville, Detroit Lions at Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. It's like I have a bad habit of always overrating the Jags. And
Lions came off a bye, by the way.
Yep. And I have a bad habit of overrating the Jags, and then when I jump off the Jags, they go ahead and pull a big upset. I don't think this is a big upset if they do. I just don't see them winning this game. I think Stafford is fine enough to be able to hold his ground against this mediocre at best team. And like Jags, they're gonna pull upsets all year. This could be one of them. I just don't think it's gonna. I don't see it being this way. Give me Detroit by 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, look, Gardner Minshew could pull a rabbit out of his hat, and maybe James Robinson will get hot and cooking.
Yeah.
And Detroit, the Lions. Let's remember that they're the Lions, and they find ways to lose games just because
Wait,
they're the
hold on. Back
Lions.
it up a second. The Lions. Remember that they're what? The
They're the
Bears.
Lions.
The Tigers. Oh,
I,
the Lions are the Lions.
yes, Ryan.
Sorry,
The same way that you're Ryan,
uh,
Ryan is Ryan, and Mike is Mike. Yes, but I'm saying the Lions will do. They are capable of doing lion
wait.
things and
All
finding
right.
stupid ways to lose.
You're Mike. Who am I again?
James Franco.
I'm so down.
I don't know how that name came to mind. I think I saw that on
I'm
social
down
media somewhere. But
he's a good-looking dude. He's famous. People like him. I'm down to be Franco.
anyway, but back to Lions and Jaguars. So again, the Lions, they are capable of losing games, but they're also capable of winning games in inexplicable ways sometimes.
Yeah.
So I would take the Lions in this one as well. Give me Lions by 8, at least
Okay.
8. All right, now we go to Minnesota. We have Atlanta at Minnesota. This was another game that might have maybe been affected by COVID. It was a staff member, not a player, that got tested positive for the Falcons. We'll see what the retests show, but again, that game's supposed to be played as scheduled. Does Atlanta finally win a game here? I mean, they're coming off a week where they fired both their head coach and Thomas Dimitrov, who's Canadian, by the way. He's born in Ohio, but he's Canadian. I did a story on that. But yeah, do the Falcons win a game here or not?
Absolutely not. No, they could, but every week they could have. They could be 4-1, but they're not. They could be 3-2, but they're not. They definitely, they really, really could be 2-3, but they're not. They should be 1-4. I'm in, but they're not. They're 0-5. Man, I don't see them winning this one either. I think Minnesota is starting to come to form. They're what we expected to be at the start of the season. They're looking pretty good. Their offense is going to shred that terrible, terrible, terrible Atlanta secondary. I know Kirk Cousins hasn't had a breakout, 300 plus yard game this season, but I think he is going to here. So give me Minnesota by 3.5. Sorry, man. It sucks to be a Falcon fan right now.
Yeah, definitely Minnesota. I mean, between Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson could have another big game. Obviously,
actually, I'm sorry. I didn't. How can I talk about this without bringing up Cook? So yeah, like without Dalvin Cook, you'd be like, oh no, they're done. Well, no, Madison is just not as capable. Man, he has a good backup, and he had a great run every time he's been in the game, and like every time he's been given a shot and handed the ball, he does well. I expect a good running game for him this week, just like he did last week. And I don't see didn't half a game last week, and I just don't see Atlanta being able to figure it out here.
yeah, just Atlanta. I think last year they also started like 1-6 or 2-7 or something terrible like that. So, and again, they just fired their coach and their GM, and they're just a mess on defense. And Matt Ryan he's still one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but he's not what he used to be. I think we know that, at least until proven otherwise. So yeah, Minnesota, give me Minnesota by 10 in this one.
Sure.
All right, we have a bit of a poop bowl here. We have the Washington football team in the Meadowlands against the New York Giants, an NFC least rivalry matchup here.
Where did you come up with that, man? That was really clever.
I know. It's not like I've never heard it before.
NFC feast on them when you play against them because they suck. Got it. That's the found. You need a soundboard, dude. You need a soundboard so bad.
Yeah, we'll get it eventually.
I need a soundboard bad too. Yeah, this game sucks. Washington, but reluctantly, not because I want to, but because they're playing the Giants, and the Giants. If you're New York, if you're a New York team this year, you like New York is fighting the other New York for the first overall
for
pick
Trevor Lawrence
for an 0-16 season. Jones. I was pretty high on Jones at first. I'm starting to second guess myself. He's starting to do what I thought. Like same with Trubisky, I guess in that sense, where I just like at first year I was like, you know what, I really like this guy, and then one person like tapped me on the shoulder, like, you know, he sucks, right? And I'm like, no. Then I watched the game and I'm like, okay, that was just a bad game. And then I had to say that every time. Like every game following, and that's been Daniel Jones this year. So it's that was with Trubisky originally, but it's tough. It's tough, man.
Yeah, very simple with Daniel Jones, and he turns the ball over. He fumbles and interceptions. Even if he throws like 4 picks in a season, he'll have like 30 fumbles on that season. But like, but my point is like just watching that Dallas game. By the way, Giants did put up 34 points on the Dallas Cowboys last week, sure, but Daniel Jones had a chance to win the game, tied 34-34 against the terribly awful Dallas Cowboys defense, and he was just a deer in the headlights. They got 1 first down, then they went like 3 and out after that. They moved the ball 2 yards after getting 1 first down, and just I watching him, he was just staring at the rush the whole time,
Yep.
staring at the rush the whole time. That's it. And he's just just that was a mistake that they drafted him that as high as they did. And I just again I don't understand how the Giants can be okay putting out the team that they have put out this year. And again, a lot of the same things can be said for the Washington football team, but at least they have they have a coach and a half in Ron Rivera.
Alex Smith played again.
And Alex Smith, you were right on that prediction. You nailed it. Okay, you didn't nail it, but you were right by off by a couple weeks.
I missed it by 1 week.
1 week, but
A week.
close enough. But yeah, just give me Washington football team in this one. I think it's just going to be by 10 or
I
by
also
9.
said he'd be the starting quarterback. I forgot that they got Allen or wait, it's Allen, right? What's his
Kyle
name?
Allen, yeah, Kyle Allen.
Busy.
I think they're going to be starting Kyle Allen though on
They are.
Sunday again.
They
Yeah.
are. They are.
So this could be a potential survivor pick right here.
Washington win by 10.5.
Washington by 10.5. All right. This could be a survivor pick right here.
Their defense is going to show up.
And also the Giants offense is not going to show up. So yeah, simple. Now let's move on to Philadelphia, where we have the Eagles hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Pretty simple, Baltimore.
I mean, yeah. This is like, this isn't an upset. Baltimore looked great last week. They remembered that they were the Ravens. They're gonna do it again. They're gonna go on the road. They're gonna dominate. Give me Ravens. Give me the Ravens by at least 8.5 points here.
Agreed. Yeah.
Give me
Ravens also. Give me Ravens by 13.
Okay.
By over 13.
Also, I want to take a note here. Is like I know I'm talking to a Cowboys fan, so this is kind of a stupid question to ask, but is Wentz not good?
Look, he's just like this year. I mean, if you look at whatever you look at, just the conventional stat line of touchdowns to interceptions to completion percentage to QB rating, it's not good. You look at analytic data from especially in the early weeks. He's missing open receivers. It's just not good.
If you look at the footage,
here, I'll tell you right now. Exactly. Look at the film. It's not good. 6 touchdowns, 9 receptions, a rating of 68.5. Granted. He has no weapons, and Miles Sanders, sure, but no. Yeah, his Travis Fulgham is his go-to weapon apparently now, based on that last week's game against Pittsburgh. But yeah, just when the analytic and advanced stats also back it up, saying that you're missing open receivers and just stuff like that, and then the film shows it as well. That's just not good.
And like the record shows it not good.
Exactly.
But the division standings. Good.
I would say good, but in the running, just
they're
right there,
game out.
right there, exactly. But yeah, Baltimore by at least 13. So simple. Now this one can be a primetime game. It's in the 1:00 window, but this could very well be a 1:00 or a 4:15 or a Sunday night game if they wanted to be. Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Cleveland Browns, an NFC North rival matchup.
Yeah, this is the 1:00 game that I think most people are going to be watching. Like unless their team's playing, but even if their team is playing, they got this one playing on the other screen. It's gonna be fun to watch. We got We got one of the best rushing attacks versus one of the best rushing defenses, and then with Cleveland and Pittsburgh's defense respectively. And then we got Cleveland's passing game, which is really cool and fun and innovative against that abysmal Pittsburgh secondary. And then on the other side, well, who cares about the Cleveland defense? They don't matter. But Pittsburgh's offense is really fun to watch right now. And like even Deontay Johnson in or out, Roethlisberger's just looking to have one hell of a game. And it should be a fun back and forth, classic rivalry matchup. I'm looking forward to this game. I've gone back and forth on my prediction on who's going to win. And at this moment in time, I'm taking Pittsburgh. But asked me half an hour ago, I was taking Cleveland. So I know that Cleveland's record is a little inflated by an easy schedule, but I still was impressed by what I saw, other than Baker Mayfield. He's been still rather disappointing. I'm starting to get a little worried about him, but his weapons around him are picking him up. Um, so it's gonna be really fun to watch.
Honestly, like I just changed my mind 3 times in those last like 20 seconds as well. Not gonna lie. Yeah, thank you for that. But Pittsburgh is favored by 3.5 points. Um, but again, just I feel like this is a game. I was wrong when I said this a couple weeks ago when I said it would be Dak versus Baker Mayfield, but Dallas also had a really trash. Just Dallas has a really trash defense.
Already up
Pittsburgh
there.
does not have a really trash defense. Cleveland has obviously good defense, but I think again, yes, they can run the ball with Kareem Hunt and their whole committee of running backs there because that's what Kevin Stefanski is going to do, and also credit to Bill Callahan, the offensive line coach. Whatever team he coaches, they just have a really good running game for just because that's what he does. But I just think, again, if you isolate the quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield and Ben Roethlisberger, I think if the game comes down to a big play here and there that has to be made by Baker or Big Ben, it's going to come down like Big Ben is going to come out on top. Give me the Steelers by 3. It's going to be a game-winning field goal, or maybe even by 2. It's like literally as the line says. I'm going to call it as it is. Steelers just win on the last play of game-winning field goal.
Sure, yeah, I'll take them at 2.5, and I don't think I take them by much more than that. I don't think they're gonna come up low weight this one because that Cleveland offense is fun. So yeah, sure, I'll take 2.5 there.
So this is this could be a trap game. I think this, I called the other game a trap game of the week, the Eagles and Ravens. I called that as a trap game, but this could be a trap game. The Titans and the Texans.
Like, sure, I don't know how much of a trap. I guess we have a 4-0 team, so I guess it could be. Um, Look, the Houston Texans are not as good as we thought they were. DeAndre Hopkins was very important and crucial. I mentioned it every week, and I'm going to continue mentioning it every week. They had a good bounce back game last week, but they're playing a damn good Tennessee team. They look amazing. They dominated the Bills, who also look amazing, who have also played well against good teams too. So it's like Tennessee's for real. Look what they did in the playoffs last year, and they've only gotten better. So Tennessee looks unbelievable. And while I agree, it's not out of the. I wouldn't be dropping my jaw if Houston came away with the upset here, but I don't see it happening, and I think Tennessee is going to kind of start to walk away near the end of this game with this one. So I got Tennessee by 5.5.
Yeah, this is a game that the Titans would lose in years past because they're favored to win, and again, they'd just be like a wild card team back in their Marcus Mariota days.
Classic.
But I think just they're 4-0, and just give them the benefit of the doubt until they show us otherwise. Give me Tennessee also by give me 7 points. 7 points for Tennessee over Houston. So yeah, now let's move to this game. This game, I don't know if this is going to happen between the Patriots and the Broncos because the Patriots, another player tested positive for the Patriots for COVID-19.
Really? I didn't hear that.
This Friday, yeah, they had to shut down their facilities today and skip their practice.
Man.
So, but again, the Broncos with their injuries, man. If this game does take place, give me the Patriots just because purely off the Broncos injury situation.
And
again,
the DUI.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon DUI, terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. I'm gonna wait
for
information. I'm not gonna fully judge him until we know fully what happened and if he gets fined and convicted. But until then, once I get more information, I'll make more of a comment on that. But in the meantime, I don't think Melvin Gordon's gonna play. Philip Lindsay might be coming back, so I think he is actually. Now that I think of it, but. Yeah, I don't think it matters. We got the worst offense in the league against the stout New England Patriots defense. If it plays, give me New England by 11.5.
Yeah, New England as well give me them by 10 as well. 10.5, 10, same thing. But well, yeah, in that range, 10-point range. Now I'll give you the floor once again because who are you playing? The Dolphins. Who are you guys playing?
The Jets suck.
Nice voice crack there. Yeah, great.
That would hurt so
much. Man, that was just
my vocal cords rip on it.
Oh my god. What a well-timed voice
I
crack
had
there
a
for you.
long day of singing and recording today, and going into this podcast, I'm like, man, this is gonna hurt to talk. And then I just tried doing that, and oh goodness.
Oh man. Shall I cover for you, or do you want to talk about your Miami Dolphins and how they absolutely should just, beat the sorry New York Jets?
Yeah, they should decimate them. They should do exactly what they did to Jacksonville and San Francisco. The Dolphins are hot right now, buddy. The Dolphins look good right now. The Dolphins are going 3-3. Then they're going to a bye week, and man, like all of a sudden, you go from this team that looked absolutely like okay, they're on the rebuild. Tua will be here soon enough. That's something to look forward to. Well, I mean, there's wild card contention at this point. Like call me a crazy fanatic if you will, but they have dominated the games they've won, and they have barely lost the games they have lost against competent, like some good opponents. Like they put up a very good game against the Bills. They lost on a field goal, which for some reason they didn't kick. They went to and then where they had the opportunity to tie it. Well, this is whatever. I'm not properly analyzing it there, but and with the Patriots, like that game was just a very very defensively played, like well played game by both teams, and the Patriots came in on top, which not a huge shocker. But yeah, they look great, man. They look unbelievable. And the Jets are the joke of the league. Again, I said it once, I said it again. The Jets very well might go in 16. The only reason I think Gase is still a coach is because the GM realizes that. And like the GM and the owner, they realize that they might be going down in 16. They intentionally want to do it. They don't see the trust in Sam Darnold anymore, which they rightfully shouldn't. And they're just going to clean house at the end of the year after they lose all the 16 games.
Yeah, I feel terrible for the kid, honestly. Sam Darnold.
I do too.
He deserves so much better than the Jets. Because I thought that Sam Darnold was going to be the best quarterback in that 2018 class of Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I thought that Sam Darnold coming out of that draft was going to be the best quarterback, and that the Jets stole him at fifth overall or something, or they traded up for him.
I remember that first game against the Bills, and it looked like, wow, this kid's for real. And I don't know what's happened since then. Well, wait, I do. He plays for the Jets. And it's like, who do they have? Who do they have to win a single game with? And my answer is they have one incredibly underused talented Jameson Crowder, and that's it. Like, that's it. Like, who else do they have? They're gonna try to get Gore some records. Awesome. I mean, I love that, but also, Gase, you're a freaking joke. Get the hell out of your coaching position.
And just going back to your Dolphins, I think the Dolphins going into this year are going to be one of the most underrated teams, because I actually thought that Tua was going to be starting by now. But with the way, like you said, with the way Fitz has been playing, I don't think that's the way to go.
Fitz is a top 10 quarterback right now, and in almost any stat you look at. So it's like, including a set of receptions, but no problem. That's classic Fitz. But like, actually, no, I don't even think he is at that point. It's like he's playing lights out. This old guy's jumping on the field, expected just to be there as a placeholder until Tua comes in. He's like, no. I got more in me. Watch this, and then makes unbelievable play after unbelievable play. I don't know. I don't understand what I'm watching, and he still runs well. I don't get it. I don't get what I'm watching. I'm happy. I'm thrilled. I'm ecstatic. It just doesn't make sense to me. Dolphins are about to go 3-3. They're about to be a game behind the division lead. Like, what?
Give me a Dolphins at 20 points in this one.
Give me a Dolphins at 30.
30, okay.
No. I play like betting wise. I think I wouldn't take them any higher than probably 11.5. But I think it's very real possible that they might break them out by 30. Although I do want to quickly note, I do still think that Jameson Crowder is going to have an incredible game, but that's about it, man.
Who else is Darnold? I mean, Herndon is an okay option for tight end for them.
Byron Jones is notably back, so man, I can't wait to see what the Dolphins defense is going to do to this Jets team, and I can't wait to see the power rankings after it.
But you know what? I can't wait to see Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady.
Yeah, baby, but it's not New England.
Tampa Bay Bucks hosting the Green Bay Packers.
What a game!
Which 12 comes out on top here?
What a game that I probably won't be watching very much because my Dolphins.
Yeah, that's rough.
but it's okay. I got Green Bay losing their first game of the season here. I have been back and forth on the Tampa Bay ship, haha, pun intended. Or sorry, Bucks ship, haha, pun intended. I blew the joke.
Boom!
Kick
Fire
the
the cat! Fire the cannon on that one.
Yeah, that was bad. Well, so sink the ship, glub glub. Why do
This
you
is why we
bring me
need a
back?
soundboard.
Why do you bring me back? So down Tampa Bay, let's just like I'm going back and forth on them, and I think the whole league is. Ronald Jones looks amazing. I don't even know why they signed Fournette at this point. Ronald Jones looks like unbelievable. Give him the ball every play. Wait, no, don't, because he had one of the best receiving cores that are out there. And Tom Brady's playing like he's coached by Bill Belichick, man. Like he's playing great football. Like the pick sixes have been interesting, but a lot of those are situational. And so a lot of those are his receivers not doing him justice. But at the same time, his receivers are doing him a lot of justice. Because man, although I don't think Mike Evans is playing, I still think we got a great game here. I take Tampa just by a smidgen. By me, I wouldn't touch them at any more than a point and a half. Like I take a plus at this point. Like they're probably underdogs, but I take it by a point and a half at most. I don't see it. I see it being a very close game, fun game. I think it's a classic in the making.
I think this is actually going to be the first. We're 20, 30 minutes into the show about, and this is going to be the first game that we picked differently of this week so far, I
Wow,
believe.
you're right. We have been all on.
We've been kind of boring so far. So let's make this interesting here.
Yeah.
I just think that because of what happened against the Chicago Bears last week, I mean, I'm not saying Tom Brady is trash. I mean, I think he's overrated, but that could be another video. But at least compared to Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning and all that, because he did have the benefit of Bill Belichick for 21 years, whatever it was.
What?
So all this, I'm saying Brady had Bill Belichick for 20 years as his coach or whatever it was, since like 2000 or 2001. Anyway, point is
that long?
Yeah, since or until 2019, it was like 19 or 20 years, something like that. You can look it up and confirm that. But
sound right. I thought it'd be like 13 years or something, but like
yeah, it's been that long. It's been that long. But I just think that
19 years. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Actually, it's inclusive, so it is 20 years. Wow. That's it's just so weird to think. He's been playing quarterback for the New England Patriots almost as long as we've been born, Mike.
Pretty much. I think I was like 6, 7 years old when he first debuted.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Go on.
I just think that this is like Aaron Rodgers. I could say it again. Is a bad man, just like Stephen A. Smith. He's just on a tear this year, Aaron Rodgers. Like I just feel like I just can't pick against him until proven otherwise. So give me. It's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a close one. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is gonna blow out the Bucks like he has done to the Vikings and kind of the Lions also, and also to some extent the Saints. But I don't think that was really a blowout. But anyway. Give me Packers by 3 in this one. It's going to be another game-winning field goal, last possession type of situation. Aaron Rodgers is going to find like Devontae Adams or Marquez Valdez-Scantling or something on the sidelines for what will set up a game-winning field goal from Mason Crosby. And I hope all those guys are playing and not injured, or else I'll sound like a fool. But anyway, so that's pretty much what I envision in this one, or the type of game I envision. Give me Packers by 3 on the road. And now the Sunday night game between the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, a battle of California.
How awesome was this game looking at the start of the year? And how much were you like, wow, the Rams, poor guys, at the start of the year? And now it's just like, wait, San Francisco went to the Super Bowl last year? Are you sure?
And again, who called the San Francisco 49ers taking a step back this year? Who called that?
Probably every Cardinals, Rams, and I'm blanking.
Seahawks.
Thank you, Seahawks fan.
Okay. And me. Just saying. Just pat myself on the back there. But
you got proof? Proof or it didn't happen?
Look at the videos that I previewed with my buddy Mike Hernishan, and one of our first and also one of our first episodes as well in the season. I'm pretty sure I said the 49ers would take a step back this year. But in this one, you know what? Getting blown out at home against the Dolphins, Kyle Shanahan, is not going to let two stinkers happen to two stinkers happen in a row like that. Excuse me, I forgot how to talk for those last 30 seconds. But give me the 49ers in this one by, again, a close one. Give me them by 4. But I don't think the Rams are going to have, just the 49ers are going to come back strong in this one. So give me the Niners by 4.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. Wait, what? The Niners?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I zoned out there, and I was just thinking, Mike's just talking about how much the Rams are going to come with them below there. Are you nuts? The Niners have no chance.
With they're getting healthier. They're getting healthier. They have their quarterback. They have Raheem Mostert, and they still have Kyle Shanahan at head coach. They're at home, which doesn't matter because there's no fans. But still, pardon me. But still, I just don't see them. They lost to Philly, and they lost to the Dolphins, and that embarrassing loss at home. With all due respect, but yeah, just I don't think. I think this is where they just come out on top and say, you know what, like we made it to the Super Bowl last year. Buck stops here. They got to pull this one out,
Yeah,
and it's a division game.
I think
Niners at home by 4.
Game, but if you're taking them by 4, I'm taking the Rams by 4.5 because I call it properly. Rams by 4.5. I'm not going to go into too much detail there. I like the way they look. I don't like the way San Fran looks. Next, please.
But anything could happen on any given Sunday, right? So,
Classic.
as the old cliche says. But yeah, let's go to Monday night now as we have a very, very good matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. It's like we've seen Kansas City struggle in a few games this year now, which is kind of interesting to see. And lose. More interesting to see. Le'Veon Bell's not going to play in this game. And I think that's going to be a little fire under the butt of Clyde Edwards-Helaire to get his act together here. Not that he's played poorly, but he hasn't played at the level we wanted to see him play, or the league kind of want to expect. But he's been fine for a rookie. Don't get me wrong, especially on the Chiefs. But the Bills are really good. They had a tough loss against Tennessee. I always said that, I said that matchup looked bad for the Bills at the start, even though I think I took them, but by a hair. But that matchup is tough for them. I think this one's actually gonna be a really fun game. I think Buffalo's gonna come back and make it way more competitive. But these teams are both previously undefeated teams coming off a loss, so they both got that fire. I got Kansas City, the reigning champs, coming in and winning this one. But I don't have it by a lot. I got them by 2.5. So
I heard something on the radio just actually a couple hours ago saying how the
music.
No, it wasn't music. I was listening to music just not on the radio, but I heard something on the radio with the Chiefs. The Chiefs get bored of the regular season,
at this point. Need to know about Mike Langer for 500, Bob.
Anyway,
so a spit take there, man.
So the Chiefs, I heard a report that they were just kind of we're talented. We'll do what we have to do to win us 11, 12, 13 games just by not barely even trying. And then when it comes to the playoffs, then we'll try. I don't totally believe that, but just wanted to kind of share that. But my point is, though, like you said, both these teams are coming off pretty brutal losses. Chiefs at home to the Raiders and the Bills on the road at Tennessee. But here's the big difference. The Chiefs had a longer week. The Bills lost on Tuesday. The Chiefs had that extra 2 days or 1.5 days, whatever you want to call it, of rest. And I just think that Sean McDermott, as great of a coach as he is, Josh Allen, as well as he's playing this year, besides that last game, I just take the Chiefs in this one. I just take the Chiefs and don't look back. By the line says they're favored by 4.5. It'll be close to that. I'd say about give me them by 7 in this one. Chiefs by 7. Or 7.5 if you want me to do it properly. And finally, finally, the Dallas Cowboys, the scheduled Monday Night Football game. The Dallas Cowboys host the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, sorry, Dak, man, it's tough. This would have been a lot more fun with Dak. I think Dalton's still gonna make it entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I think it's gonna be closer than people probably would give me credit for, because they're going to look at it and go, well, Dak's gone, so they're done. Well, no, I don't like Dalton. I never have. But he is going to put up a fight. He's still going to do what he did at the end of the game there. and throw deep balls and 50-50 balls, and he's going to connect because of the talent he has around it. And he's not afraid to throw that deep ball. He did it all the time with AJ Green, and so he learned how to do that properly. Um, but he also knows how to not win. So, uh, yeah, I think it's gonna be competitive, but I do like the way I like where Arizona's going. They had a few bad games, had a nice bounce back, and I think they're just gonna keep that train rolling. Uh, Give me Arizona by 5.5.
Yeah, just that, like that Dak injury, like that whole like Sunday afternoon. It just like that was the first time like I could have I almost was not gonna make that post game video just because I didn't have just because of how I was feeling and just by not having the proper equipment, but I still did it anyway. And that was the first video I've ever shot without like my personality that I usually am on my podcast or on my channel, just like with that excitement to talk about things. Cause that's something that I feel like I just didn't want to talk about, honestly, and the fact that our franchise quarterback, that Dak, like just like, and the stories that he's had to, the things that he's had to overcome to get to where he is now, right? Losing his mom to cancer, losing his brother to suicide, being in the contract situation, the Cowboys not giving him that long-term deal this offseason. And the fact that when he got injured, right, when it happened, he honestly made it look like a cramp, and that's why Tony Romo, who was there on CBS, Tony Romo always seems to call. Tony Romo called the Chiefs game against the Cowboys in 2017. That's the game that was the best Cowboys game of 2017. But ever since then, every Tony Romo game has been absolute trash for the Cowboys that he's called on CBS. So all this to say that Romo thought it was a cramp because Dak literally tried to put his ankle back into place when he saw his foot was pointing like the opposite direction. So again, just that was just I just had no words at the time. I had no words to describe what just happened. Like I just didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to react. Like I don't know, for me, like to actually like cry, like I don't know, for me certain things just make me like bawl my eyes out. I wasn't able, like I didn't cry about like a lot of fans did. I feel like I was close to
I
it.
don't blame anybody that does, man.
But
Watching
yeah, no, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying for me,
watching a man like Dak.
oh yeah. But I was with them. I was with
Yeah.
them, and I just felt helpless because nothing that I would say, nothing that I would feel would like, and who, like, again, what does it matter anyway? Because we're just like kind of fans, or like we're just people that watch the game from thousands of miles away, and what do we know, right? But at the end of the day, but all this to say is I just felt like so helpless, and like I just didn't know what to say. Like I know that whatever I said or whatever I did, like there's no way to say it. So anyway, all this to say now that behind us, going into this Cowboys Cardinals game now, I want to give a shout out to Jeff Kavanaugh of 105.3 The Fan, because I listened to his little bit earlier this week talking about how he's like team tank, because in like deep down, I'll be honest, as a Cowboys fan at this point, you lose Tyron Smith, you lose Lyle Collins, both your starting tackles. You lose all your brains on your defense in Leighton Vander Esch and Sean Lee. Leighton Vander Esch, I think, is going to be back this week, but still, you lose your brains of the defense. Right. And now it is what it is. It's trash, because also you lose Anthony Brown and Cheeto Awuzie, your two starting corners. You did nothing at safety, and your defensive line is incredibly overrated. Dontari Poe and Everson Griffin have just been dragging their butts, like just they've been awful. So look, so I just, in terms of big picture, like deep down, I would not be that hurt if the Cowboys just go 2-14 or whatever it is. So like for the rest of the year, with everything that's gone on, I know that's not going to happen. I know that's not what the player wants. That's not what the coaches want, and that's not going to happen.
They're going to make the playoffs, man.
Yeah. So again, I don't want to talk too much more about big picture, but just because of how bad the division is, absolutely. Right. But here's the thing. Now let's actually talk about the game. I went on a lot of a tangent there, but in this game, I think Andy Dalton deserves to, like, he's not good enough to the point of Dak where he can overcome like the issues on this defense, and the fact that this offense is turning the ball over. And just the Cowboys, they put up 600 yards of offense a game, but they turn the ball over at least twice, and then the defense can't stop anything. And I just don't think Andy Dalton is going to be good enough to overcome that. I think that the Cowboys game plan should be, quick passes, run with Zeke, and get the ball out of Andy Dalton's hands quickly to Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. But just I haven't even mentioned the Cardinals yet all this time, and that's who they're playing. And just Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Andy Isabella, your boy Kenyon Drake is just going to be like, this is a game that the Cowboys just get absolutely blown out in. And I just think that that's just how I feel it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be a high scoring, but at the end of the day, it's going to be almost like the Cleveland game where just the Cowboys are not going to have any answers for Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury's offense. It's just going to be in the 30s or even 40s, maybe even 50s. Give me Cardinals by 15.5 at least.
Oh boy. Ooh. Somebody's mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just telling you as it is. I like this like I can't help but think about that game against the Tennessee Titans from 2 years ago where the Cowboys were coming off a bye and they're playing against Marcus Mariota, and they made Marcus Mariota look like Lamar Jackson or like RG3 back in his prime, because he was like picking up first downs with his legs. He was making pinpoint accurate throws. Like they made Mariota look like Aaron Rodgers or whatever. So I can't help but be scarred by that, because it was also Monday night and against a, average team, which the Cardinals kind of are right now, because they did have big wins, but they also had big losses against Detroit and who was the other team they lost to again? Anyway, just the Arizona Cardinals right now, they are still finding their legs. They're 3-2. So I think that here in this one, it's all Arizona. And like I said, 15.5. So yeah. Well, that's it for today. That was fun as usual. A little bit day late because we didn't have Thursday Night Football last night, and we were I'm glad we got this in, and thank you as usual for joining us every week, Ryan.
Always my pleasure, Mike.
I slurred my words again there. I'm not drunk, don't worry. But this has been a NFL Week 6 preview here on Langer at the Mic. As usual, if you enjoy our content, then subscribe to my channel. Give a big thumbs up on this video. Also follow me on Instagram at Mike Langer and on Twitter at Mike Langer. Ryan, what's your Instagram handle? Are we promoting that yet or not?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, Ryan, you'll let me know when you can promote his Instagram. But hey, we're Langer at the Mic. We're also now on Spotify. You can find us also on Apple Podcasts. Woo-woo! And this has been a NFL Week 6 preview here at Langer at the Mic. Thank you for watching, and see you again next time.